All right, shalom, shalom. It's your brother Yakroft from the GM Chicago branch coming at you another lesson through the screen power by Shemel Shai. Before I start, start by giving all praise and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. God belongs to the positive great millstone of will. And say to you, brother, in doing this work in true sincerity with charity. All right. It's going to be a quick response, to a video that one of the elder bros here in Chicago put in the group chat, right? And there was a guy basically alluding to Christianity, all right, being the Motb, which it ain't nothing we ain't never heard before, all right, but Jake done already broke it down, man. Jake, starting with the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down, all right, we done constantly went into it, all right, we gonna keep going into it, man, regardless if you believe it, can receive it or not, all right, the Motb, all right, is the RFID chip, man, all right, Revelations 13 and 16 is speaking about the RFID chip, man, all right, if you take this, right, you're basically, signifying, all right, that you don't have no faith in Yahweh Shemel Shai, and that Esau Edom is your master, man, all right, just like when you go into the scriptures, if you had a servant, right, and this time of servitude was over with, if he had a wife and kids, while he was with you, that was supposed to be yours, man, right? But if he said, "Oh, I love my wife and my kids, I won't leave my master and his house, his what he created, then he would basically." Stick a awl through his ear to represent, that he was gonna basically serve him forever, man. So this is that digital awl, man. This is basically you surrendering to Esau Edom, right, and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna serve you forever," right? And this is what Revelations 13 and 16 is speaking about, man, right? See, for a while, people was able to scoff and scorn, all right, and like, oh, that'll never happen, all right, but now you have, mass productions of Neuralink, which is, a brain implantable chip, developed, I guess, by Elon Musk, going, it's being mass produced in 2026, man. All right, they're already done with the trials, so forth and so on. They rolling these things out, man. Here it is, they attacking Venezuela, and all these different things. But why are they doing that, man? Not because, they have some serious type of beef with them, but because of their land, man. They want the land, and what comes to land? The natural resources, man. All right? And one of those natural resources is, lithium, man. Which, Venezuela is rich in lithium, man. And, and of course, other natural minerals, right? But they need these things, man, to continue to push forth, their agenda, man. All right? This NWO, right? These 15-minute cities, man. All right? There's automation, there's integration with tech and man, right? See, Esau has a whole agenda, and he's going for it, man, right? As we know he will, because the scripture says so, right? But, you believe in Christianity as the Motb, man, all right, that's going to be to your detriment, man, because if you take this the real Motb, right, your ass is going to be destroyed, man, excuse my French, right? And look, state, right? But let's read the scripture, and, it ain't really too much, to continue to, harp on. This is just the watchman blowing that trumpet, man, warning you, all right, through the spirit of Yahweh by Shemel Shai. Don't take it, man. All right, you think this is just, harmless, it's got my medical records on it, my money, no, man. Hey, the Lord said, hey, don't make any incisions in the flesh, man, first and foremost. And two, Esau's going to know everything about you, your ins and outs, You know, he's gonna be able to control everything you do, the money you spend, right? You know, everything, man. So hey, you basically, you're gonna become eternal slaves, man. Right? And this is what the Lord warned us about, man, in Revelations 13:16. It says, "And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hands or in their foreheads." And when you go into that word mark, right, it goes into the word charagma, which is a stamp and imprinted mark, right? And this is the stamp or imprinted mark, man, right? It's going to cause all right, this is the trial that's going to come upon the whole world to try it, man, right? To see what you made of, man. You know, and especially to the ones of you who so-called believe, man. First and foremost, man. You know, to see if you really trust in Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Or do you trust in Egypt, man? You know, do you believe Yahweh Shema Shai is going to keep you safe in that day? Do you believe that, he's going to feed you, all right? As he, they did with the prophets of old, Elijah and the ravens, man, right? There are plenty of examples. I believe it was that Elisha, and the whale, the whale that kept overflowing, man, So, do you believe that the Lord actually, even Yahweh Shai with the 3 loaves, man, the fishes, man, kept multiplying, man? You think that you don't think that these things are gonna happen in these last days, man, when Esau comes in like a flood and tries to really, move on the prophets and the believers, right? And tries to set up his NWO. You don't think the Lord is going to intervene for us, man? We've been calling on his name this whole time, right? Believing in these scriptures. You don't think he's going to come through for his elect? He is, man. Right? So this is going to be that trying ground, Hey, because you're going to have people being beheaded, right? For not taking this Motb, man, right? For resisting, the NWO. This is it's verse 17. It says that no man might buy or sell save he that hath the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, so this is like I said, man. They're gonna do away with the physical dollars, man. All right, ain't gonna be no more cash, man. It's gonna be digital cash, coins, and as we see, man, over the last 20 years, man, that's all that's been happening, man. That, that gradualism going from, tangible money to, digital money, man. All these different apps, Cash App, Apple Pay, Zelle, Venmo, right? Credit, it said fuck the credit card on your phone now. And where the phone at? In your hand, right? So, hey, and then now they switch to biometrics, which that's just your hand, man, right? But, yeah, man, so, hey, this is where it's leading to, man, the Motb, man, right? And, hey, we've been saying this for decades, starting with the apostles, a great millstone on down, right? It says, here is wisdom, let him that have wisdom understand, count the number of the beast. It says, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, right? 666, man. With shy stigma, right? And that's going into that universal barcode, man. All right, because every product, all right, has a barcode, man, right? And the numbers from the beginning, middle, and end is a 666, man, right? And that's what you people are gonna become, man. Well, I mean, you already are. Everybody that's born here in Babylon has a birth certificate that's associated to a stock, right, which is traded, in the stock market. So you're already commodity, man, right? But you're gonna be an eternal slave, man, right? And you're gonna be a product number. You scan your chip, right? Your number's gonna pop up, man, right? But hey, the RFID chip is not Christianity, man. We can say this, it's not not the white woman. It's not, whatever, all these different wayward doctrines, man. All right, if you take this RFID chip, the Motb, you will be destroyed. With that, I'm going to end off by giving all praise and glory. You see how about Shemal Shabbat, Shema Kakadas, double line, positive great meals on real. And say to all your brethren doing this work, and too sincerely, chase, Islam, Shalom, and a blah, blah, blah.